Pete the Panther explores his research laboratories one stormy night when a lightning suddenly strikes the Link building, causing a power surge. Our brave panther consumes the energy around him, but the results leave him ill. He retreats to his litter box and gets sick in the middle of it. The radioactive fur ball causes the litter to expand on the inside and gain the ability to travel through space and time. 4 fit students see the blinding crimson light across the campus and all head from their 4 corners of the campus to discover what happened. Travis Turner, an aerospace senior, heads from the north.
Well, golly gee. According to my calculations, something is awry at Pete's laboratory.
Sasha Bonnet, a marine biology junior, comes from the east.
Ooh, Nelly, the seas will be rough today, mateys. I best go check the reports. Pete will have them.
Kat Mona, an aeronautical science flight sophomore, comes from the south.
Yeehaw! It's gnarly out. I'm gonna go check out Pete's laboratory and take check of the flat maps.
And John Johnson, a multi-platform journalism freshman, comes from the west.
Oh, I do believe there is a story here. I'm going to go investigate.
The 4 classmen venture to Pete's lab and walk inside to see Pete crawling out of his litter box, glowing a crimson red.
Pete,
are you okay?
Pete comes to his hind paws and addresses the students.
Hello, students. Wow, what a diverse group we are. It's nice to see all of you. How would you like to take a trip with me around the world in 9 lives?
Oh, Pete, you're not looking too well. Are you sure you're fit for travel? My submarine is being used for research purposes to better mankind right now.
Yeehaw! I reckon my aeroplane is ready to roll, Pete, but it only has 2 seats.
Oh, we have other ways to travel through space, time, air, sea. Come along with me, students.
Pete leads the crew to his magic litter box.
What's the scoop, Pete? Or should I say, what's the pooper scooper? I am not getting into a litter box. My inquisitive mind says that is germy and not possible for any of us to fit in anyways.
Pete has never steered me wrong in all my years here. I say we give him the benefit of the doubt and try our best.
Thank you for your confidence, Travis. I assure you we will all FIT.
They all hop into the litter box.
Welcome to my box, Biometric Orbital Extreme.
Whoa!
Wow, that's amazing!
So awesome.
Oh my gosh!
Cool.
Oh my
Wow,
gosh.
This is so
that's
cool.
awesome!
Tubular.
Do you see that stem protruding from the litter?
It looks like a weed. Pete.
Oh, that's no ordinary weed, Sasha. That is a stem in time. It means there's trouble afoot somewhere in space or time. We must go and find out what is wrong. Are you with me, students?
Why not?
I guess.
I guess.
I said, are you with me, students? Roar!
All right.
Alrighty.
Yes.
Pete picks the stem and the litter box begins to shake as the radioactive hairball glows a crimson light. The students and Pete are transported to 1745 to the first school of engineering in École Nationale de Pont-et, the National School of Bridges and Highways in Marneval, France.
Wow, students, we are at École de Pont, the first engineering school ever founded. Something must be wrong here. This could have devastating consequences on the future of human intelligence and the Florida Institute of Technology.
That's frightening.
They're French.
As the crew exits the litter box, a man named Daniel Charles Trudaine approaches the intrepid crew.
Bonjour, you must be here from the press. It is wonderful to see you.
Of course we are. We would like full reporter privileges and protection with sunshine laws.
Oh, yes, you are here as my guests for this wonderful occasion. Feel free to explore the grounds and speak with whoever you want. This is truly a marvelous founding.
Thank you for having us. It is truly a fine institution you have built. We will collect our things and be in shortly.
Merci. Very well. Some freshmen will be along shortly to take your things to your rooms.
Daniel Charles Trudaine leaves the crew who are starstruck by the uni before them.
How did we understand him, Pete? I haven't taken any French classes yet.
We are in all space and time now. Your Florida Tech education is so rich and strong it prepares you for this situation. And because we have you, an FIT School of Arts and Communications major with us, your expansive vocabulary skills give us power to talk to anyone, unless we visit Germany or any of Asia, because we don't teach those languages anymore.
In our next scene, Pete and the students are in a terrific dining hall seated with the first group of students to attend the university. Seated in the front of the room are the first batch of professors set to educate the first batch of civil engineers, when one face within the professors is instantly recognized by Pete.
We hate that bird.
It's a bird.
Not the bird.
An American bird?
Well, I know now why we're here, students. Look who's sitting among the elites, that no-good, dirty, rotten eagle.
Oh my god, I can't.
I mean, what would he be doing
What's he doing here?
Ugh, no, there's no one more dastardly by sky, land, or sea than Ernie. He's always crossing my flight path while I'm out on maneuvers.
That despicable eagle poops my boat more than the cormorants. He's always compromising my research.
That's right, Ernie the Eagle.
He surely is up to no good, Pete.
Keen observation, students. He sure is a crafty bird. He must be here to misconstrue information so that the truth can one day be discovered by Embry-Riddle.
Well, we can't let that happen, Pete. We must expose him.
Yeah.
You're totally
expose
right.
that bird.
Let's do it.
Don't rush in, students. As we learn in Bioethics, Humanities 2570, we must first have deductive or inductive reasoning, which must be strong and sound or cogent. Only then will we have the proof we need to expose Ernie's evil plan and continue humanity's growth over the coming centuries.
I remember that class. Let's do it.
So, what do we need to do first, Pete?
Let's do what every Florida Tech student should do. FIT in time for class, see what that bird brain is teaching, and judge it accordingly. With our extensive Florida Tech education, we can surely spot his inaccuracies.
Going straight to the source. I like the sound of that.
The crew cheers their wine goblets as they are in 18th century France after all.
Clink.
Ding!
Clink.
The next day, the crew, FIT, in personal hygiene and self-care to prepare for the day of classes ahead. After receiving the stone-carved syllabus the night before, the students head to the village book carver to pick up the required text Professor Ernie has assigned in his class. Walking noises and laughing, the crew enters a village. Village noises all around. Ad-lib French. Baguettes.
Fried potato sticks.
Cheese.
Dig it.
Cheese.
Don't get distracted by junk food, students. We are on a mission for books.
The group of transient students approach a small hut and enter.
Bonjourne. You all look very scholarly, with a fine education. Can I press a particular manuscript today?
Why, yes, kind sir. We are in search of a copy of Engineering for Jesters for a class being taught by Professor Ernie.
Soccer Blue. I am aware of that publication. Seems a bit off to me, but if the professor wants it, I print it. I am worried there may be many errors in the manuscript, though. It seems to have been altered recently. But your society is always growing. Truly a golden age for discovery. Things are changing every day.
Yeah, wait till they invent indoor plumbing.
Huh?
Dreams of youth. Pay her no attention.
Well, of course not. She is but a maiden. Her opinion ceases to matter.
John and Travis give each other a high five and giggle as Kat and Sasha fume.
Stay on course, students.
The book presser presses the book and the crew goes to the box to analyze it.
Gee willikers, these are truly preposterous findings, Pete.
Your education has truly prepared you for this very situation. How great is that?
We would be catatonic without it, that's for sure.
The 2003 HP computers buzz and smoke analyzing the details of the documentation and determine that it is a lie.
Stop the presses. We have to stop the presses. It's all lies. It's all libel.
We know that we must show Daniel Charles Trudaine our findings and prove our research with a valid argument. That is the way science flourishes and great ideas are expressed and become universally understood across the global environment we FIT into.
We love being globally minded students, Pete. Yeah, Pete, let's expose that fraud. It's not slander if we're right and he's wrong, and we'll yell it from the rooftops.
Good job today. Let's eat a balanced meal like we would get at the Panther Dining Hall and get some rest. We have a big day to FIT in tomorrow, and we will need our wits about us if we are going to expose Ernie for the scientific fraud he is tomorrow. Let's roar, students! Roar!
Roar!
Let's roar, students!
Roar!
Roar!
The intrepid team munches on a nutritional meal. Then go to sleep in the soft cat litter. The next morning, the astronauts set out to attend Dr. Eagle's lecture. They enter a large lecture hall and find seats.
I sure am glad Florida Tech doesn't have classes this large. This here is a doggone bigger than my landing strip, I tell you what.
I know, girl. It'd be bigger than the naval carrier I did research on last semester.
How can anyone get a quality education when they are lost in the shuffle? How is a professor supposed to provide support to every cub?
Yeah, we sure are lucky to go to a great institution where we are names and not numbers. Unless it's a 900 number, that is.
Ooh la la.
Right on, cool cats. We are Possum. Now, let's listen closely and take notes that we can later use against this foul.
Professor Eagle enters the room and smirks at Pete, well aware he and his students are watching.
Welcome to my class. I am Dr. Eagle, and I am here to teach you about engineering. Today I thought we would touch on some physics and start with string theory.
Ernie pulls out a large ball of twine. Pete's eyes light up wide and he begins to lick his lips in excitement. All Florida Tech students gasp in shock and horror as they know Pete the Panther's cat instincts cannot resist a ball of twine. Ernie the Eagle crows loudly and triumphantly as he lets the twine ball fly around the room. Pete can't resist and pounces from his seat and lunges for the twine. Fur flies and people scream in French. Sacre bleu!
Jeez!
No.
Commotion is frantic as Daniel Charles Trudaine enters the room.
Silence. What on the flat earth is going on in here?
The commotion settles down and Pete the Panther is sitting on his back paws up playing with the twine, looking fulfilled.
Ah, you, the journalists. I should have known you would be trouble. The press has no place in science and research. Be gone.
Wait, sir, you don't understand.
Yeah, we plumb done are the good folks. You hear?
It's that dastardly Dr. Eagle. He's a fraud, a phony, a flim-flam man. Or, well, flim-flam AVN, some might say.
I don't want to hear it. Get your pet and get out.
They have been nothing but a distraction and an allergen to my classroom. Throw them in the dungeons, Trudaine.
The Florida Tech 5 are forcefully removed from the Grand Hall and thrown into the dungeons.
No, stop. What are you doing?
What are you doing?
No.
Call my attorney. I demand representation.
I'm afraid our modern-day legal system can't protect us, like we are protected by armed security all the time at our institution.
All hope seems lost for a gallivanting gang when Sasha sees a leak coming from the corner of the room and has an idea.
Where there's water, there's sure to be erosion. It is weak. We can break through to the other side. We just need some mighty paws to break it wide open.
Well, stand back, students. I need your motivation. Believe in me and I can break it.
You got this, Pete.
we can do it.
believe in you.
Go for
Come
it,
on,
Pete.
Pete.
Yeah.
Roar!
Pete glows crimson red and his paws get stronger. He lunges at the eroded stone and gives it a mighty kick.
Roar!
The group ventures to Daniel Charles Trudaine's office with their empirical evidence oozing from their fully educated brains and ready for a healthy debate.
Surely Trudaine must know the information Ernie is spreading is false. He is a highly respected member of his field.
Very true, John, but I believe Ernie may have a dastardly perception filter over him.
Well, hot dog, how are we going to be able to break that?
With the power of science, of course. We just need to FIT the gaps in Trudaine's brain. It's time to put all the skills we've learned in our fields together to save all of us.
Yeah.
Yeah, let's do
talking
it.
about.
That's amazing.
That's amazing.
The intrepid crew ventures to the Trudaine homestead and goes inside the hut and prepares to re-educate the educator.
What are you doing here? You're supposed to be in the dungeons.
Pete the Panther reaches into his pocket and pulls out a handful of catnip and blows it into Daniel Charles Trudaine's face.
The fuck was that, Pete?
What did you do
What
to
did
him?
you, Pete?
What
What was that, Pete?
That was NIP, students. Neural Inhibitor Percolator. It grows wild in the Florida Tech Botanical Gardens.
Wow, that's so
That's
cool.
pretty cool, Pete.
Oh my
That's
gosh, Pete, that's awesome.
Wow.
Wait a second. Is that what I've been smoking all semester?
I sure hope not. NIP is only safe to snort or swallow. Smoking is bad and turns you gay. Not that there's anything wrong with that.
Wow, that's so cool.
That's hot.
A dazed Daniel Charles shakes his head in cartoon aesthetic. His brain cells percolated clean from what Ernie's eggnog treatment did to him.
Ah, yes. Trudaine's brain is now clean of the eggnog neural overload got ya that dastardly eagle put him under.
Yay,
Science!
What's that cat doing?
That's no gosh darn cat. That's Pete, our mighty mascot. And we're here to save you from that dastardly varmint, Ernie the Eagle.
Well, I do declare my brain seems to be unclouded for the first time since we broke ground on the school.
Ah, yes. That must have been the moment of the space-time distortion where Ernie broke through. Evil.
Oh, heavens. That eagle and his eggnog are so evil.
Very true, Sasha, but all is well again. Trudaine is clear again, and we can now defeat that bird brain.
Well, that's some Deus Ex Machina if I've ever heard it.
The gang of highly educated individuals march to Ernie's office and wait for his office hours to begin.
We should have made an appointment. What is this canvas?
Canvas? No canvases here. This is an engineering uni. We have no need for art.
Well, hot damn. Some things never change.
Moments later, Ernie the Eagle struts his stuff over to his office and sees the group.
So he has been nipped. You furball, always ruining my master plans.
Professor Eagle, you are terminated. Clear out your desk and leave the premises.
Everything works out for Florida Tech students, don't you know?
As long as you go to school for aerospace or engineering, because every career fair is just for us.
Your wings are clipped, bird brain. Pete is the best.
Ha ha! The arrogance of a sophomore, but the credits of a junior. Typical Florida Tech. One more day and I would have had tenure. People don't live very long in this century. Wait until 3025 when Embry Riddle discovers the cure for cancer.
That never happened.
How do you know, furball? You may have beaten me this time, Pete, but I can travel through all of time and space as well. My nest, nuclear engineer space-time transporter, will take me anywhere your box can. And we are in the same geographic area, after all. The same storm that gave you your power gave me mine. And my nest is high above Embry Riddle, so I was struck by an even more powerful bolt than you.
I wouldn't be so sure about that, Ernie. My link building is full of the latest meteorological instruments my Y2K compliant HP computers can handle. We will always defeat you wherever you go.
Ernie the Eagle flies away, escaping the dungeons this time.
Be ready for me, Pete. I will beat you and your nerds next time.
He's getting away, Pete.
It's all right, Sasha. We will FIT the cuffs on him next time.
I'll bring my gosh darn rip-roaring lasso next time. I'll catch that dang old varmint and yank him out of the sky.
So does that mean we get to come along with you next time, Pete?
Well, of course, students. You are quite a diverse cast of characters, the very essence of Florida Tech, and we FIT together well. Except Travis will be graduating and no longer useful to the institution, so he will be replaced.
Ah, dang.
A pillar falls and crushes Travis Turner, killing him instantly.
Gosh, I am sorry about that. We are still training engineers in the structural integrity.
True, engineering marvels are still in the works. Let's head back to our time, students. Much homework to be done.
Well, hot dog, I'm ready. I've had a pee for T-minus 300 years. I'm ready for modern plumbing again.
You travelers sure say some crazy things. Well, thank you all for your help.
It's what we do. We may be a small school, but we sure know how to FIT in time to help others.
We have all of time and space to help humanity, students. With a great box comes great responsibility.
As long as we aren't responsible for cleaning the box, I don't see why not.
Pete pulls Travis's body from the rubble and the crew heads to the box to venture back home. Tune in this fall for more adventures with Pete the Panther and his crew across all of time and space.